Both Jack Hanma and his father, YujiroHanma, have met up once again, and it seems the tension between these two will only be rising from here. And in the last chapter of Baki Rahen, chapter 20, we ended off on Yujiro hitting Jack Hanma in his back, making him even shed a tear from the enormous amount of pain. And in this new chapter, chapter 21, the situation between Jack Hanma and YujiroHanma actually comes to a close. But before I start today's video, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of Jack Hanma? Do you think this new and more powerful version of Jack will start power creeping other Baki characters? And who do you think Jack will call out next? Let me know your theories. And if you would like to interact with me, my community, show off your art, drop some memes, or maybe even self-promote, then you can join the Discord that can be found in the description box below. But without a further ado, let's get into today's chapter of Baki Rahen, chapter 21, Window. And this may just be my favorite Baki cover released by the writers so far. There was a very loud pow noise that had come from Yujiro's penthouse, with all of the people dining, wondering just what that noise was. They all began to get scared, and one guy had even believed that something had exploded in the building. And then, the building started shaking, with things being knocked over, and everyone went into a panic, thinking their lives could be potentially in danger, along with them being in a 41-story building, which is probably the last place you want to be during an earthquake. But nonetheless, Yujiro's butler was trying to tell everybody that there was no earthquake, and that they should please calm down. But him mentioning an earthquake only brought more panic, and everybody started rushing around trying to leave. The butler then grabbed the door handle to Yujiro's room and opened the door, having no clue what he was walking in on. And the first thing that this normal guy had seen when he opened the door was Jack Hanma, an 8 feet tall man, standing on his toes, with his face through a shattered window that is 41 stories up. Half of Jack's entire head was through this window, with the whole window being shattered. It is a miracle that Jack has not fallen through the glass yet. Yujiro's butler then said, "Mr. Hanma, this is..." But before he could finish his sentence, Yujiro corrected him, saying, "This is nothing. Family squabbles happen in every single household. This is normal." But his butler, Nanaka, was still not convinced. But like this? More to the point. Yujiro then got angry that he was being questioned by Nanaka, with his veins even popping out through his forehead. "Nanaka, you son of a bitch. These are different windows, aren't they?" And the butler, Nanaka, immediately got scared at Yujiro's response, understandably as well. I mean, the last time you had an argument with one of your sons, you broke the windows while throwing him out. And he was referring to the time that Yujiro had thrown Baki out of a window during their fight in the Son of Ogre. I had planned to throw him out of that window. You jest. He would have crashed to the ground. Nanaka, that's a problem for the person that's being thrown out of the window to worry about, not the one throwing him out. With Nanaka now agreeing with Yujiro out of fear, saying he actually made a good point. And besides, falling a measly 40 floors wouldn't kill this guy anyway. But then, there was something that drew Yujiro and Nanaka's attention. It was laughing in the direction of the window where Jack was standing. And it ends up, Jack was actually admiring the city view that he could see out of the 40-story window. Would you just look at this view and he could see the entire city. But I guess Jack had had enough of that city view, and he used his hands to take his head out of the glass window. And it looks like they used really thick glass to prevent something like this from happening. Obviously, I guess not knowing the resident that stays in that room. And Jack is now outside of that glass, with him still towering over Yujiro and Nanaka, as well as his head almost touching the ceiling. And Jack then said, "It makes my day to hear you say that," as he now turned his head to once again face Yujiro. This guy is not going to fall to his death. This guy would never fall to his death. whether it is 100 meters or even 200 meters. To hear that from my father, YujiroHanma, to hear the strongest father on earth express his faith in me like that, you know if I'd fallen to the ground, it's the pavement that would lose out. This man basically just said when he falls, the ground takes more damage than him. No shortcuts home today, though I'm going to be taking the elevator. Father, thank you for inviting me to dinner. It was delicious, and it was, well, worth it too. As Jack left the building, he looked back up at the building. It has been quite a day. If I had fallen from the top floor, I would have completely ruined the pavement, and that's just no good. With everybody in public, per usual, admiring the mere size of Jack HANMA. This man Jack is just different. He's a whole menace. He was worried about the pavement being damaged instead of himself falling out of a 40-story building onto the concrete. And this concludes the scuffle between YujiroHanma and Jack HANMA, with YujiroHanma obviously coming out of this as the victor. But it was much less of a fight than me and many others had believed it would be. It was more of Yujiro once again showing off his abusive fatherly love for Jack. But with Yujiro and Jack seeming to meet up almost regularly, this could happen again. And I feel as though these two are just bound to fight eventually. With Yujiro's quick temper accompanied by Jack's sly remarks, there's no way that this fight does not happen. And also, Baki Rahen will be on another break next week, with them releasing chapter 22 on June 6th. And I can't help but think, where's Pickle? Pickle was shown returning in one of the very last chapters of Baki Dao, looking like a whole new man that has somewhat adapted to the modern world. And I believe their fight is gonna happen soon. And that fight is gonna be a really good rematch. But with Jack looking bigger than ever, as well as learning how to fight better with newer techniques, in my opinion, I believe Jack would win. But that's not taking in any consideration on how stronger Pickle's gotten. We have zero clue. And if you enjoyed today's video and would like to support me, then you can leave a like and subscribe. It's completely free on your end and helps me out way more than you may think. And once again, let me know your theories in the comment section below. Who do you think Jack's gonna call out next? And if you would like to interact with me, my community, show off your art, drop some memes, or maybe even self-promote, then you can join the Discord that can be found in the description box below. And thank you so much for watching to the end of today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!